welcome to Big G, Little G. We're at B College as always. A shout out to Sally Cinnamon, aka Taylor. I'm joined by a couple of special guests today. I've got John Miller, who's our main.
Oh, the main
one.
Oh, I feel that.
But a close second to the main one is Lisa Davies.
How close?
Close as you two are together.
I'd say it's equal.
But yeah, John Miller is the co-founder of H3O Beach Saunas with Kimberley Kerry. Holistic experience, which we're going to chat about that in a moment. And then I've got Lisa Davies from Through the Woods, who's a counsellor, a therapist, and specialises in chronic pain. We've got a bit of lived experience on the podcast today, so we've sampled John's company, and we've got a bit of a tried and tested opinion for once.
We've always got an opinion.
We've always got an opinion, yeah. But we've got the experience, so
yes.
First person opinion, haven't we? But yeah, welcome, John.
Pleasure to be here, and pleasure to have you at the sauna as well. Good to see you.
So to get us started, obviously we rocked up on Sunday. It was Sunday, wasn't it?
Was.
How bad is that?
Sunday at 8.
Only 42. But yeah, it's these state-of-the-art portable beach saunas. You might have seen them along Roker. And then the plunge pool experience as well. So we roughly had about an hour.
Yeah.
And we're going from hot to cold, and we'll chat about that a little bit further. But yeah, that was our first experience, which I absolutely loved. But yeah, first of all, John, thanks for coming on, and just to get a bit of an insight of where it all started. I know you established in 24, so coming to 2 years, and
again, time flies. Yeah, it was November 24, so I retired from I was 25 years in the police, and decided that I was ready for a change. It's a massive change, to be fair. And Kimberley, she was working at City Hall, actually. She was sort of working in utilities. And again, she decided, right, it's time for something different. And we'd both been using saunas that were already here on the north side of the coast.
Right.
And we're already doing our cold dips. Kimberley got into it through lockdown, when I know she found lockdown difficult, so she started doing cold dips then, which really helped.
Right, okay.
And then I'd always done it through sort of training. I'd do some exercise, then I'd like to finish on a cold. I'm saying liked. I liked the feeling after I'd done the cold.
The benefits.
I'm not one of these who kind of says, "Oh, once I'm in the water, I go into a bit of a zone." That's not me. I like it once I get out. So I was hoping to have a nice break, maybe a month or so, just chilling. But Kimberley wanted to get straight on with it and get started before Christmas 24, which was the right thing. Okay. So she was kind of the driving force to let's do it. So we set up H3O Beach Saunas, beginning of December 24, and kind of hit the ground running really. So it wasn't a massive outlay, but we looked around, got what we thought was the best type of sauna that was out there on the market, and we still think that you've been in them yourselves, so they're more like a kind of dome tent that you can fit,
like a hexagon shape.
Yeah, you can fit about 10 people in, and the well insulated. I'm saying they're quite well designed. Bearing in mind, it's got to be robust. You've got to be able to move it around, so the doors it can be a little bit tight to get in and out, but the design's pretty good. So yeah, we got set up, and first thing we kind of did was looking to get what brand, what were we about?
So what is the H3O?
So we get lots of people walking past, like looking at our flag, which says H3O kind of vertically, so everyone walks past with the head tilted trying to read it. But what we went for was, we were looking at, what we're about. So it's hormetic stresses, which I'll kind of talk about in a little while probably. We'll look at like a holistic approach. So it's not just about the saunas, it's about everything else that you do with it. And clearly the health benefits of it. And we're thinking, well, what does all that do? Well, it optimizes your overall life, your health, your well-being. So that was we had this kind of 3 H's in this O. Then many moons ago, when I was at college doing, in fact not too far from here, doing sciences, I was like, right, what's H3O? So I didn't remember this. It's hydronium, and it just so happens that hydronium is a chemical that helps water be absorbed into the bloodstream. And we thought, right, H3O. So we're kind of that's what we went with. And the rest of the designs, Kimberley's absolutely obsessed with sunrises and sunsets. So the sun and the colours of it all kind of came from there.
Oh, mate, that's class. Like, nice little backstory.
Yeah. And you know what? When people ask, I kind of forget, and it's not until you talk about it where you think, actually, it was really sort of, I think the word's probably, is it organic? We just sort of talked it through, and it just all kind of
just fell into place. Yeah.
I think sometimes you can be so busy doing it, you don't actually think of what you've started with and how far you've come.
Yeah, and it was one of them things where it was quick. We just sort of, right, what are we about? What do we want to get across? And it was a really, really quick process.
Oh, class, mate. But getting into the stuff that you were chatting there, about, the physiological benefits, which is kind of, well, you were saying that was your go-to, wasn't it? Maybe after a long run, you just you knew it was better for recovery.
Yeah.
You've got people coming for recovery.
Yeah.
You've got people who are coming from the holistic experience. So it's a balance of both, isn't it, really?
Everyone, the vast majority of people who come to the sauna have got some sort of backstory, reason. Don't get me wrong, there'll be people who just enjoy coming and it relaxes them, but generally there's something that they're kind of looking to get out of it, whether it's, improved mental health and trying to relax because they're struggling to switch off, or whether they've got a physical injury and they're trying to, recover, or they're trying to avoid physical injuries and they're trying to just recover in the training. So we get a real mix. And I think when I first started doing it, before we set up the sauna, I was probably a little bit naive, thinking, right, if I'll be training, then I'll jump in the sea and do a bit of recovery. And it can be as simple or as complicated as you make it. But now, if someone approaches us or someone sends us a message, we feel like we're in a much better position to kind of give the advice around, right, actually, what are you looking for? What are you doing? And we'll try and give you some advice as to how we would approach it. And when I say that approach it, I mean, if, for example, if you're doing heavy training and you're in the gym, you don't want to go straight into a cold dip, because that can kind of hamper the growth process. So you want to maybe do it on a day where you're not doing your heavy lifting and
like a rest day.
So there's lots, and you can overdo it. This is a terrible sales pitch for the saunas.
No, it's important, isn't it?
It is. You can overdo it. I wouldn't want to do it every day, because your body needs to recover from that as well. So, I tend to go in probably once a week. That's partially because of just like time constraints as well. But, 1 to 3 times a week is probably as much as you would want to do it.
Cool. So if you're an absolute beginner and you're tuning in, what are some of the physical benefits? Because I know that I love my combat sports and my boxing, and you see them all in the ice baths and the saunas and things like that. So obviously I know the muscle recovery and things like that, but is there a bit more?
The key principle of it really, and what we're talking about is contrast therapy. So a lot of people will do just cold plunges after exercise, or they might just use the sauna. But what we advocate is contrast therapy, so going from one to the other. So basically, it's probably easiest to talk about what it actually does to you physically. So if you were to start in the sauna, you sit and most people have been in a sauna. When you were down there on Sunday, it varies. So you might want to sit for 10 minutes, but what you want to achieve is you want to feel like you're reaching that point where your pores are open and you can maybe feel your heart rate going up, where your body's trying to kind of cool itself down. So that's the hormetic part of H3O. So this is where I could go off on many tangents here. So
go for it,
man. I'll touch on hormetic. So hormetic stresses are about putting your body under negative stresses to a point where your body reacts to it, but it's not detrimental to your body. So I suppose a good example would be, I've mentioned weight training. So people damage the muscles by training. Yeah. That's a hormetic stress, but not to a point where the muscle's torn, injured, just enough so it recovers and rebuilds itself stronger. And it's the same principle with the heat and the cold. So back off me tangent to the
heat.
I
love that. I love that.
So when you get in the sauna and you start sweating, your pores start opening, you start to feel your heart rate going up. That's your vasodilation. So that's your blood vessels and your cardiovascular system kind of opening up and allowing the blood to flow through and trying to cool you. Once you reach that point, that's when we would say, right, now's the time to come out and do your cold dip. And again, it's not about sitting in the cold plunge pool or the sea for as long as you possibly can, trying to kind of prove a point out and sit here for 10 minutes. It's just about getting in there to a point where you're thinking, right, I can feel my body cooling down now. And you get that feeling yourself. You start, you get the shivers, but you do your breathing, you calm yourself down.
Yeah.
Then what's happening inside there is all your blood vessels, your cardiovascular system's contracting, constricting. So your blood vessels are going from being dilated, and it's a waste of time me doing this with my hands, like as if you can see it. But so you're going from that sort of dilated blood vessels to closing up. And what that does is that it's a cardiovascular workout in itself, because all your blood vessels are kind of constricting and expanding. But it also helps your metabolism. So by doing that, they call it a cardiovascular workout. So it helps get rid of toxins because your blood's pumping round, your cardiovascular system's kind of activated. So the benefits from that, there's loads of sort of scientific research behind it around, improved cardiovascular system. It talks about reduction in kind of cardiovascular disease, the mental health benefits of it as well, because you get that feeling like I think you described before around when you'd finished. You went home and you felt kind of tired, a bit sort of wiped out from it. Hopefully a bit relaxed as well.
It was like a reset for me.
Yeah,
like I just resetted the system really.
Yeah, and that's what it should do. So when you've been, and it's more the cold element of it, when you start feeling that, it's like a fight or flight when you get into the water. So your body kind of prepares for that. And then once once your body realizes actually everything's all right, it's done, I'm warming up, you get that kind of after that relaxation sort of feeling afterwards.
Cool. Well, and obviously, Lisa, I'm aware that you were there. How was your experience? I know you suffer from the odd bit of physical pain. Yeah.
So when you first mentioned, I was like, "Oh, I'll come," and then I thought, "Why am I doing this? I hate the cold. The cold makes us feel worse." So normally in the cold, like I'll hunch my shoulders, which will affect me back and all my other joints. And then I was like, "No, you know what? I've said I'm going to do it, so I'm going." Actually doing it was a lot better than thinking about doing it.
Oh yeah, totally.
So I even looked for some excuses not to do it. So I was like, is it an infrared sauna? Because I can't use them ones.
I remember you asking us at the beginning,
Yeah, that was going to be me get out clause. But no, it wasn't, so I could do it. So it went in.
Wood burning, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wood burning. It's a wood burning stove, yeah.
I think the sauna was lovely. And I think especially because you had so many different kind of smells.
Scents.
Yes. There were so many different cells. Well. There was kind of the crystals that you can rub on you. So I think the whole experience was really nice. And then it was like, are you going in the pool? And I was like, I'll go first, get it over and done with. Don't think about it, just get in there. So I did. And then I was like, right, now remember to breathe. Because I think for a good few seconds I didn't. And I remember somebody saying, he said, breathe. So once I got the hang of kind of breathing, I was like, yeah, I can do this. So when I come out and went back into the sauna, it was really lovely, getting lovely toasty warm again. But afterwards, as soon as I got home, I was like, I feel absolutely exhausted. And I went to bed for, I would say, a good 3 hours solid sleep. And afterwards, I felt really invigorated. And to be honest, I didn't look into kind of the benefits of it beforehand. Because I think if I know the benefits, I can convince myself that I feel them. So it's like when I get a new tablet off the doctor, I don't look at the side effects. Because if I know the side effects, I'll talk myself into having them. Yeah. So I was like, well, just do it. I'm not looking into it until afterwards.
Placebo and all that.
Yeah. So I genuinely felt exhausted, really invigorated when I woke up from it. And I have felt kind of less stiff in my muscles and in my joints as well.
Have you?
Mm-hmm. I genuinely have.
Oh, that's good.
You're going to do it again?
I am. And I never thought I would be saying that, but yes, I am.
I quite fancy
I've converted.
And then what I found when I was there is the peer pressure. Like if I had one of these plunge pools or buckets, whatever the actual.
Someone called them a bucket the other day.
Yeah. Plunge bucket. I like the sound of that. But if I had one in the backyard, I don't know if I'd be more. I think I would have spent longer dancing about. You know, is that the phone?
Yeah.
I might have been a bit like, you know, but because Lisa just went straight in, I was like, right, I'm doing it. Yeah. John went in. John Mack is another lad who came, who can't be here, but he sent me a testimonial of how great it was. He's like an ultra runner, mountain climber, geezer.
Bit of everything, isn't he?
He's training for an ultra at the minute, and I'll read out his little testimonial in a minute. But he absolutely loved it as well. Like he's totally converted. Like,
but even sitting in the sauna, the amount of random stories that we got from people about different experiences of what they've done and where they're going, and it was a really nice.
It's like a little community.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. There's I was going to ask you about that. There's a couple there. I've seen them on your page a few times who absolutely love it. Like one of them's.
Did they have a GoPro with them?
Yes.
It'll be Brian and his partner. Yeah, they're regulars there. Yeah.
Right.
So they go to, well, wherever we're set up, they'll go to Little Haven or they'll go to the yacht club, and they're really that when it comes to the sea element of it, there's times I look out because it'll be rough, and they'll go in pretty well. I'm saying they're sensible with it.
Yeah.
But they'll go in. They'll push it, and they've got some great footage with the GoPros, like jumping through the waves and things like that. So every time they come along, I always say to them, make sure you post your video, because I love seeing the videos afterwards. And they must wait as well, I think, and I don't know whether they'll hear this, but that when everyone else gets out of the sauna, and if they're still in, they'll be doing a little dance or something in the sauna while they're left in there. And I don't realise at the time. It's not until I see their like post afterwards where I'm like, when on earth were you dancing around in there? But so, you know, all of the kind of the physiological, mental health side of it apart, there is just that element of it's just a relaxed sort of space to have a chat as well. And before I forget, you mentioned the recovery and how you felt a little bit better after that. And that there is, and you're probably aware of it yourself, but there is, there's reasons behind that as well, because it does help with inflammation. So when I first started using the saunas more regularly, I was trying to do horrendous videos of me like talking while I was in the sauna. So I'd normally be like sweating, red-faced, steamed up camera. And when I was doing them, I noticed my face did look a little bit sort of, I suppose, puffed up a little bit. And I remember thinking, that kind of goes against what I'm talking about here, about reducing inflammation and things like that. But when I've read up on it more, it's that hormetic stresses that we're talking about. When you first get in and the heat starts building up, you do get a certain amount of kind of inflammation, and I'm assuming, and this again just an assumption, it'll be around like your water retention and things like that. Yeah. But the longer term benefits are that it reduces your inflammation, things like that. So again, you get little reactions that when you're in there that you maybe at the time don't fully understand, and sometimes, as you say, maybe better off not knowing within reason, within kind of safety reasons. But then it's not until afterwards you think, oh, actually that kind of makes sense now. But the community side of it, it's definitely something we try to kind of push, and it's a difficult one because we try to keep it where. So we'll have there was a hen party in before you went in there, so we had 20 people in there, and what we'll try and do is we'll encourage that sort of atmosphere. But what we'll do is we're pretty firm on things like people say, "Oh, can I bring a bottle of Prosecco in? Can I bring?" And we're like, "It's not what we're about." And it'll probably ruin our insurance as well.
Can you not just wait 60 minutes? Absolutely not.
So we try to, because I think some people might get a feeling of it's like a party atmosphere or whatever. It's if you've got the full group there and you're a party, then you can talk about whatever you want, you can do whatever you want. But we try to kind of make sure, and I've never ever had any concerns about it, where if we've got like a full group of 10 in, it's always kind of everyone's like-minded. So it's always just sort of chat and kind of, just a nice sort of, I don't know, like chilled, but it can be quite upbeat sometimes as well, and just sort of chatting things through.
It's a friendly atmosphere, like absolutely. So your pods, you've got 2 pods and the 10 per pod.
10 people each, yeah. So sometimes it just depends on demand. Sometimes we'll set both up. And I mean, this weekend, Kimberley's taking one to Wastdale. I'm pointing as if Wastdale's over there somewhere in the lakes. So she's going to be setting up next to the lake at a wellness retreat there. And I'll be at the beach at Little Haven. So it just gives us a bit more sort of flexibility and things to do,
I love that. Like I was looking at other than the odd look on the website and the socials and that. As you can probably tell, I'm not prepared for these things that much. But when I looked, I was like, oh, you are like you have like little partnerships with little different things like the sound baths and
we do loads of collaborations. So it started with I'm trying to think of our first collaborations. It was probably more kind of boot camps, running clubs. They would do what they're going to do, then come into the sauna. Then that sort of developed into people who do sound baths. So we'll work with there's a lady called Atusa who we'll work with quite regularly who does sound baths. Yoga, people will do yoga on the beach. We'll work with Gary, who's on social media. He's known as White Tiger. He does kind of
the one I saw,
breath work and sort of
bit of a hippie looking guy.
He's
in the nicest possible.
In the nicest, He's the one who taught me.
Lisa's looking at us like I've said something
he's
non-PC.
Well, he might come across
not be
like
invited
that,
back. He said hippie.
No, he's very. He's very professional though as well in what he does.
Yeah.
So
spiritual. Is probably the official.
And he's you've thrown us now saying you're not getting invited back because of that. Yeah. So he's he does all sorts of stuff. He does like and I'll not do it justice at all, but he's very much into sort of men only events as well, where you can kind of chant dealing with the kind of aggression and sort of your mood and things like that. He does loads of loads of stuff. We worked with him. I'm trying to think. There's so many. The main
like music therapy, isn't it? Like I think there's like a biochemical. There's loads of research in music therapy about inflammation and all the endorphins and all the rest of it.
We're looking at doing an event in the next couple of months where once we've finished the sauna and cold dipping, people will do a Reiki session. We've got a little networking group that are set up, and there's lots of Reiki practitioners. So
you sit next to one.
Oh well.
Yeah.
We'll have a chat afterwards if you like. So the plan is we'll probably at the yacht club set up a few, and I don't know however many people will be interested, Reiki sort of practitioners to do Reiki after the sauna, because you'll know better than me. Apparently that would be a very good reset afterwards. So
yeah, absolutely.
So we'll be looking at doing.
I'm sure I've seen on your website as well one where you get massages as well.
Indian head massage.
Yes.
Thanks for. I'm so pleased you reminded us. Caroline would have killed us if I hadn't mentioned that. Yeah, so Caroline does the head massages. They are really popular.
I've never had one.
But neither have I, because Kimberley has one while I'm doing work in the sauna.
List, pun intended. But no, it's definitely on my bucket list. Like,
no, everyone who's done it always raves about the very. So we set up a little, what we normally use is a changing tent next to the sauna tent. So it is a bit weather permitting. Right. And Caroline puts like a chair in there, blankets, lights and things. And I've been told she gives out chocolate at the end of it as well. So she does the head massages next to the sauna.
Oh, I'll definitely have to go along when that one's on. I love a good head massage.
Yeah, the dead popular. Like I say, I want to do it, but I haven't because Kimberley won't let us leave the sauna. She's been in that one, and I have to get on working in the sauna, you know.
So is it 50-50 partnership?
It is. And we're both overthinkers. So as soon as one of us maybe has a day where we feel like we haven't done as much, we're on to the other one saying, mind you, I hope you're not thinking I'm slacking here. And Kimberley is the collaboration and networking queen. She's really good at just.
She was good at. She couldn't be here.
She is. Yeah.
Moving furniture and stuff.
Moving house, unfortunately, priorities and all of that. But no, she is really, really good at the networking side, and I'm really I'm really average at the really boring side, like the business side of it. So it just sort of it just sort of works.
Good mix.
And as you mentioned before, people assume that we're married, so I just keep spreading that rumor. And my wife doesn't mind, and neither does her husband.
Class, man. Absolutely class.
I think it's good when you've got a partnership, though, because you both bring different strengths to the business.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And with me and Louise, we kind of both fell into our own natural parts of it, and it works well.
Yeah. And and Kimberley would agree with this, I'm sure. We're nothing alike either. So her strengths and my strengths are totally different. But she'll, what is it she said the other day? We're working on, I can't remember, it was a list of people. And I was like, oh, God, we're going to have to go through this list. And she was like, oh, I love that. I was like, how can you possibly love? We're just going through it. I think it was picking out people that we had to send some responses to. And she was like, I love doing stuff like that. I said, oh, thank God for that. So it just works. It just kind of works.
So in terms of your locations, tell us about your locations. You've got the yacht club.
So at the moment, yeah, we've got, I always call it the Roker Yacht Club, but it's Sunderland. It's Sunderland Yacht Club at Roker, which, to be fair, they have been really, really helpful with us. We approached them cold when we first set up, and straight away they were like, "Yeah, it sounds great," and allow us to use their land. So we're just sort of formalising the agreement with that, really. But that's been an absolute bonus because we've been trying to sort out a tender process with Sunderland Council, which still hasn't been agreed or happened as yet. So the yacht club has been a real kind of saviour for us, and I think it's a really good location because it's the only one that lets us set up the plunge pools, because I don't think South Shields Council would put a tap in where we are at the beach. It's just not there.
Right, okay.
So it's really it gives that element of if the sea is a bit rough or if people are a bit nervous, they've got that option to do the plunge pools. Then we've got Little Haven Beach at South Shields, which is known to the locals as just the Little Beach. Yeah,
next to the Dunes, isn't it? The Dune soft play.
It's further along. It's right next to the little red lighthouse at the Groin, where Little Haven Hotel is. Which we ended up there because we were setting up elsewhere in South Shields first, and we had a meeting with the council, and again trying to discuss sort of concessions and things like that, and we were kind of directed to that area. And to be fair, it's a really nice beach, and you've got the promenade right next to it. And again, from collaboration perspective, Little Haven Hotel are really good. So they'll give people come to the sauna, they'll give them free parking if it's on a weekday. You just let them know at the reception and things like that. And we've done things like on New Year's Day, they did sort of free hot drink at the hotel and things like that. So all the other businesses and people who we collaborate with have been they've been really, really supportive.
Class.
I think it makes all the difference when you've got kind of companies collaborating together.
Massively. I mean, it can make the difference if we get, 1 or 2 collaborations a month. It just boosts the people coming through the door, kind of thing, for want of a better phrase. And then from those collaborations, you get people word of mouth spreading, and people not just coming to us as part of the collaboration, but coming to us separately just for saunas. So, and we try to do the same, so it's kind of mutually beneficial. We will try and we'll always push people on if it's people who aren't necessarily from the area. We'll try and get them to use the local businesses and
Yeah, well, funny you should say that. Obviously, I do a bit of work with Space Northeast, men's mental health organisation. Do various things, and we love it. We go for a walk on every Saturday at Roker, and I floated the idea. Obviously, we'll put a few pictures on the socials, didn't we? And the lads can't wait. You might have a couple of bookings coming your way shortly. Like.
Yeah, well, I've had a message off someone on Instagram actually.
There's James Files.
Somebody linked to some football club who were mentioning that they're involved in that as well. So I'd definitely. I mean, it'd be great. It'd be great to have you there.
We'll easily get 10. So it'd be nice to have a little pod like. But I definitely want to try. I mean, selfishly, I'll go where I'm told to go. But definitely want to try the sea dip.
Yeah,
just so I've got like a comparison.
Yeah, and you've got getting the right conditions will probably sort of make or break how you feel about it as well. Yeah. So I know at the yacht club at the moment, well, you'll have seen when you were there on Sunday, the storms have just washed away the beach basically. So at the moment it's pebbly. It's not the easiest to get into. It's fine if you're kind of comfortable with it and you've got your proper sort of sea shoes on. But as a first time getting in, it'll make every little bit sort of impacts on it. So if your approach isn't great, it's just little things that might knock you. So
we had any chance, did we? We didn't even bring any sliders, any flip-flops and out, did we?
Oh, totally unprepared.
It's as you say, because you didn't read the posts that were put on, that gives you all the advice to you.
Happy go all you want, man.
Yeah, but you managed, and like I say, that is the benefit of the yacht club having the plunge pools. It does make a difference.
Yeah.
Actually, what we're going to do is at the yacht club as well, we're getting rid of the grass. Again, this is the yacht club being really, really good with us. We're going to put pebbles down where the grass is, so it'll give that sort of beach feel and stop when it's raining and the winter's here, stop it getting bogged down as well.
I think for my first time, I think the plunge pool was definitely the better option. Yeah. So I think going into the sea, when you've got to kind of get yourself into there, where the plunge pool, it was just kind of straight in, no option.
Yeah. It's weird. You get people who are the complete opposite. So you get some people who will say, "Oh, I prefer the sea because I'm thinking about having to get through the waves, and that takes my mind off the cold." And we had one lady in particular who had this mental block when it came to the plunge pools, and she was on. It was weeks, so she'd be in the sea for ages, but then couldn't get in the plunge pool. And it wasn't until a few weeks she's like, right, I'm going to do it, and sort of gradually went in the plunge pool. So it's weird. It's just how your mind
different
works.
mindsets.
Yeah.
Like my only concern was like, how do I step into it? I was like, I'm going to step in, but then. Yeah,
it's amazing.
Once you realise it's when you're looking at other people stepping in, you're like, how do I step into that? But once you're in, you're like, what was I worried about?
You get an element of buoyancy when you're in there, so you're not. It's not because you do have to crouch down into it, but you kind of like you're not holding your full body weight because you've got a little bit of buoyancy in the water. So I think it's more comfortable than it looks.
Because I'll forget. So John Mack, who came. And apologies, John, because I'm just going to skim over this little essay that you've sent us. He's put, beyond the physical benefits, I love the setting. Makes the experience even more special. Sitting in the warm sauna, overlooking the sea, stepping into the refreshing cold water, invigorating, which is the word you use, Lisa, wasn't it? Give me body and mind a reset. He says it's great for recovery, found it beneficial for me injury. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there, John. John Mack, because he's literally wrote us like a little essay.
Have a separate conversation on his essay. But it's good. It's good that he felt.
He's made ChatGPT look like a part timer. I mean, I feel like it needs a content page.
Can we just check that there's no negatives in there that you're missing out? It's not like
Let make sure I'm not doing. Yeah. So I apologies. He has been really specific. He's put up. I came out at the other end of having a Achilles injury during training for the ultra marathon. Still a few niggles in that area. Obviously, when I attended H3O Sauna and the ice bath on Sunday. I genuinely feel like it's helped us recover. Glad to be invited. Blah, blah, blah.
No, it's lovely to hear. It's lovely.
But that is class, isn't it?
Yeah,
because I mean, that's when we set this up. I mean, I've done it for the crack.
Yeah.
You know, I've Chris Nichols from the Ice Guys, who he's always been trying to get us in the sea, and I was always curious about the unknown. Like, what would the benefits to me mental health be? Yeah. But I think it's class that we've had, Lisa and John Mack, who've had a physical benefit to it.
But it is nice to hear other people as well, because myself and Kimberley, we're rabbit on. We're not very good at doing our videos and things like. Well, Kimberley's much better, but it doesn't come natural to either of us. So I think people sometimes. I think
you're doing this to sell a disservice. They're not too bad.
Well, maybe it's just watching myself then. But we can go on and on about it, but we are not independent. It's our business, so it's always nice to hear other people, because I mean, I swear by it, I do, and I hope that comes across when people come to us, because I try to train every day. I've got a daughter who drags us to the gym early in the morning and things like that. So I try to keep me. I've got lots of injuries from I played ice hockey for a long time, and I've got aches and pains that are probably just never going to go really. But I'm still able to kind of keep going, and I do put it down to not just the saunas and the cold plunges, but it definitely helps.
So you've got a bit more bounce back ability because of these things.
I don't know whether I'd go as far to say, I mean, I'm in my 50s now, so I don't know whether I'd go as far to say bounce back ability, but I'm still going. I'm still kind of training hard. Yeah, it's more of a spring. It's a mild spring rather than a bounce. But no, I'm still able to kind of do most everything else that I used to be able to do. It just hurts a lot more. No.
So in regards to if someone's listening and they want to get in touch, what days are we looking at? You know, for the absolute beginner, they want to try it out. We know there's Sundays. Well,
what I would say is just drop us a message, because we'll both keep an eye on the particularly sort of the Instagram messages, but drop us a message on whether it's through the website, which took me much longer to set up than it should have, because I'm not very good with stuff like that. But drop us a message on any of our social media and we'll pick it up, because I think a lot of the time you can look at the pictures, you can look at what people are doing, but we'll talk to you and we'll have a chat with you. And if you're doing it for the first time, what I would say is have a read of the posts that was put on about what to expect, because nobody ever does. But it does help you a little bit, and it'll maybe allay some of the fears as well. And we can give you a bit more specific advice around if you're coming for a particular purpose, we can maybe let you know what day would be best for you and how to do it. But as far as setting up goes, we are quite flexible and we do change a lot. And that's a lot of it's just because of our lifestyles, because we're busy. Kimberly's a real husband, not me, works away, and she has young children, and obviously I've got commitments as well. So we tend to set up a Wednesday morning, although I am doing some evenings now, at Little Haven Beach, or the Little Beach as it's also known. Fridays we'll do the yacht club. Again, right. I'm doing a mix of sort of earlies and later ones now. Saturday we tend to be back at Little Haven, then Saturday tends to be the yacht club, Sunday at Little Haven. But I've said all that, and people will go on the website and look at our booking and say, well, that's not what he said. We do swap it around. So we'll always say to people, let us know what you're looking at when you want it, and we'll try and sort of fit in, especially with collaborations and things like that. So it's not hard and fast, but that's a general rule.
Oh, class, mate. So when are we gone again?
I'll definitely go again. I mean, I only went because I can't say no if I'm invited somewhere. It's like, yes, I'll go. Then I'll think of the consequences later. But I really did enjoy it, and I will be going back. But I think definitely one where you're doing the collaborations of maybe the Indian head massage.
Yeah.
I'm off for that, like. Mm-hmm. It's on the list and needs ticking off, like. But
you'll be asleep for days after that if you're asleep after just sauna and dipping. So you maybe want to...
Oh, really?
You might want to wipe out a week after that, just to chill and relax.
Yeah. Reiki's on the list as well, like, you know. You chat about it every now and then to me, don't you? And I worked with my previous colleague, a lovely lady called Karen, bang into it, very spiritual, and did all the training, decades worth of experience, and I feel like I want to try that. You know what I mean? I'm not a hugely spiritual person. But you know, if there's a benefit there, why not?
I always work on the basis of I'll try it and see what I feel like, and I think
that's me.
Sometimes you don't need to maybe have the same beliefs as the person who's doing it. It's just how it works. How it works for you. Yeah. So we haven't got a date set for that yet, but I'll keep you in the loop.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, champion. Well, John, absolute pleasure, mate. Absolute pleasure. Thanks for coming on.
No, likewise. Thanks for coming down, and it's great to see that you've enjoyed it.
I love the experience. Anyone that's out there, I'm a bit of a big lad, so I wore my T-shirt, and I felt super welcomed. Class little community. And John and Kimberley were just straight to the point. This is what you can do here. This is what you can do there. You might want to go there first, and it was a breeze, absolute breeze, and it's definitely something I'm going to participate in again. But yeah, these are brilliant. These two, give them a follow. We'll put a few links on the post. And yeah, pleasure. Thanks very much.
Oh, you can't see us through the mic, but I'm blushing now. So thank you very much, and thanks for inviting us here.
Take care.